Beltway, Washingtonians have been facing a very serious question. Should the NFL team, the Washington Redskins, change its name? After all, when D.C. was the murder capital of the country, its basketball team changed its name from the Bullets to the Wizards. Yes, it seems like political correctness is great fodder for superficial debate. When it comes to pop culture, it's easy to have an opinion on a PC NFL. But rather than focus on what an American football team does, how about we start paying attention to the real issue at hand? The dire condition of Native Americans in this country. Native Americans were the original inhabitants of the U.S., but European descendants took their land and either killed them or corralled them into a corner. And ever since, they've been largely forgotten. Over the past centuries, their sovereignty has been stripped and their culture has been destroyed. They're prohibited from practicing their religion, and their children were taken to schools for re-education. The few survivors of this near genocide are often stuck on the remaining 310 reservations in the U.S. Let's call them what they really are: prison camps, because the conditions they endure on these pieces of land are often abominable. See, Native Americans haven't just been victims of American Indian wars and Manifest Destiny. They've also been the victims of capitalism. The railroad and mining corporations exploited the reservation lands and forced a people that had not yet been part of a wage economy into commodification. And that commodification has manifested itself into the form of a casino industrial complex, an industry that's overtaken reservations and made its population solely reliant on the industry. It's a trend that journalist Chris Hedges refers to as capitalism's sacrifice zones. Voiceless parts of the country trapped in endless cycles of poverty, powerlessness, and despair. And nothing exemplifies this stark reality more than Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota.
It's appalling. The average life expectancy for a male in Pine Ridge is 48. That is the lowest in the Western Hemisphere outside of Haiti. At any one time, 60% of the dwellings do not have electricity or water.
The unemployment rate at Pine Ridge fluctuates between 70 and 85%. Infant mortality is 3 times higher than the national average. And since the majority of the land on reservations is held communally, indigenous people can't adapt to society by owning property, making it difficult to establish credit or borrow money. These limited opportunities are a sign of a disappearing culture and a country that's doing almost nothing to preserve it. This fact, combined with a constant outlet for toxic gambling, could be why such a large percentage of Native Americans drown their sorrows in alcohol. Alcoholism is an epidemic. In fact, 1 in 10 Native Americans die from alcohol-related deaths, 3 times higher than the general population, according to the Centers for Disease Control. The only thing that's more prevalent on reservations than alcoholism is the alarming number of suicides. According to the CDC, suicide rates have increased by 65% over the past decade amongst Native American youth. So what can we do to combat this problem? Well, we change the conversation, because the government's solution is to shroud this country's shameful treatment of Native Americans with alcohol and gambling. The American people only see the debate as nothing more than a name on a football jersey.